everyone, and welcome to Bluntly Extra Time. It's that time of year again. The season's finished, medals have been handed out, and people are currently traveling to America for the World Cup. At the start of the season, myself and Wobbles give some predictions of how the season would go. So we're going to go over them. We're going to go over how we thought the season went as a whole. We're going to do some little awards for, Team of the Year, Best Player, Best Manager, that sort of thing. But first off, how are you, sir?
I'm
Still recovering? Still
good.
recovering from the final?
So we've got it's a mixed bag. Celebrating for the obvious Premier League win, but unfortunately we also are in mourning for the loss of yet another Champions League final. This time on penalties, and yeah, we'll go into that probably in a bit more detail. But if you offered me a Champions League final, loss on penalties against PSG, but win the Premier League at the start of the season, I'd snap your hand off. So yeah, it's been a good season for Arsenal. Everyone can say whatever you want about you bottled the quad or whatever the hell it was that no Arsenal fan thought we were going to get.
To,
It was just
to be
everyone
to
else.
be to be
So,
fair, you were 3 losses away from it.
but that's
You
but
hadn't
that
lost the
we were also
semi-final.
one win last year away from winning it, and the year before we were like 2 wins away from winning it. So swings and roundabouts. It works both ways.
Both ways. Okay. So,
Yeah, Harambe here to stay.
uh, so yeah, we'll may as well touch on the final while we talk about. What do you think?
I it was pretty even matched. People are going to be like, PSG had 75% of the possession. Yeah, but what did they actually do with it? And let's be
I
honest.
thought I thought I thought the worst thing that Arsenal could have done was score early, because I knew they were going to sit back. If they had scored just
80
before half
minutes.
time, maybe 50th minute, I would have been a bit more thing with them, like, oh yeah, they're good, But I missed the goal. I was still set up with Paramount Plus. I
Yeah,
literally missed I turned on. I was like, what?
we
1-0?
I missed the first 10 minutes because my dad wanted to go to see the Mandalorian film. Bearing in mind, my dad hasn't asked to go to the cinema in like 25 years. So I was like, I can't
Jesus,
say no, can I? So
no.
yeah, we went and saw that, which was nice actually, and then missed the first 10 minutes and missed the goal, but caught the rest on the way home and stuff. So yeah, it was absolutely fine. No, it was Arteta went with a game plan which was play on the counter. PSG can have the ball because they haven't. I don't think, as you saw, their attack. Dembele wasn't anything to be.
I thought they weren't. I thought I could just call him KK because I am not sure to pronounce his name. Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia.
I thought they did a good job double teaming him, Saka and Timber.
Oh, Mascara to start with, and then Mascara obviously.
The scare pretty well, and then yeah, maybe he's a
Yeah,
young player though. He is young.
he's
So.
young and he's not a natural right back. He's always played at centre back before, and that's another impact. I would have started with Timber, but I'm not the Arsenal manager, so I'm not going to criticise too much.
Yeah.
But we went in with a game plan which was let PSG have the ball, let them pass it around, and do nothing with it, which is actually what they pretty much did for 90 minutes.
I think the big difference is definitely you having a decent, really world class goalkeeper. Because twice Barcola went through, and if I was old Arsenal, he would have scored.
Yeah, it was that helped massively. Um, they're just Barcola should have probably that second one where he hit the side netting and he hasn't cut in on his
Yeah,
right foot. I can't work out what his game plan was there.
I
The one
watched
before,
it. He's absolutely rapid.
yeah, he was through. There's no reason he should be cutting in on the side on his
Yeah.
right there. I don't know why he's tried to go around the outside of Raya, not on the inside. It's a weird choice, but hey ho, they didn't score. Arsenal didn't really do a lot with the ball when we had it, to be fair. Created a couple of
Yeah, the
chances.
midfield was midfield pretty much non-existent really, but
Yeah, but they did the job. That's what the whole point of them was. I
yeah,
think it was. Yeah,
I think until the penalty, Arsenal were relatively comfortable, and then they had to decide whether to go and attack or they had to
the
attack really
moment they
because
equalised, I knew it was going to be a bloody penalty shootout.
yeah, and
You
that's
just
what
had that gut feeling that the game wasn't moving quite clearly. There wasn't a lot
and
going on.
the thing is, I thought penalties was pretty even chance because all your penalty takers had really gone off, the main ones.
And so had
Their
theirs.
their
Yeah.
main ones had gone off, and
And
then
the only thing I'm going to say is Rotter is not a great penalty saver. That is his downfall. And I think
Czech was the same.
you could
Czech
see
was Chelsea days.
there was one penalty where he dived about 30 seconds before the
Yeah,
player
yeah.
took it, and I was
That
like,
was
"What? You didn't even show him to a side. You just dived and went like before he'd
yeah.
even like halfway down his run up. It was yeah."
And
And then
then
let's
we'll
Eze.
get onto the penalties.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, the one person that I thought was going to fuck it, excuse my French, took the best penalty of the night, arguably, Gabriel
yeah.
Martinelli.
Best
Yeah,
Arsenal penalty
by
by far.
far. Martinelli stepped up, and I was like, I think I messaged you and was like, oh god, and absolutely.
Ramos's penalty was decent as
Ramos
well
and
for
his
PSG.
were the penalties of the night, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But then as I can't start, I've hated stutter penalties since the day they were invented. And Eze does a dance, a stutter penalty, and then just absolutely
Just
pies it. It's just gone. The moment he hits that, you know it's going wide. And then Gabriel's was just, he tried to do a Maguire, like just absolutely blast it, and all he's done is
yeah.
put it into Ray's head.
If you've seen David Luiz 2012 Champions League final, that's how you do
Yeah,
that sort of
yeah.
penalty.
That kind of Maguire one where he breaks the
But
camera for England, and yeah. It is what it is.
why did Gabriel take it last?
I
Zubimendi had
don't.
come on.
Madueke,
Madueke's the
Zubamendi.
big one for me because Chelsea were 4-0 up in one game and he was arguing to take a penalty. He was trying to toss the ball at Palmer. And when it
Yeah,
counts,
I
then
remember
you
that.
go
Him and
invisible. Yeah, you go invisible. It's like no one's thinking
did he
Gabriel,
go
he's brilliant.
invisible, or did Gabriel want it that badly? Which is still a weird choice. You don't let your centre back take your fifth penalty. My personal choice for fifth penalty is Declan Rice. I think he's the man that's got that sense of coolness about him. But yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is, you could say, and we still won the Premier League. Like, I know people are going to say, "Oh, you won it because of VAR." No, we didn't. Shut the fuck up. It's ridiculous.
West Ham can feel aggrieved. That's all I'm going to say.
West Ham can feel really aggrieved because there is that goal against Wolves where he's onside, and if that player is actually, if that goal is given as onside, which he technically is, West Ham are still in the Premier League.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's the one for me.
For championship, yeah. But yeah, it was a good game, I thought.
It was, yeah, it was good. It was more tactical than previous ones, I think. It wasn't the thriller that we saw from Atletico Bayern versus PSG in the semis.
Yeah. But yeah, we move on to the Premier League. Obviously, Arsenal managed to do it. 22 years.
First one in 22 years. Thomas came in and went, "What's happening?" And I went, "This is the happiest I've been since you were born." Maybe even more. And Haley laughed. But yeah, no, it was big. And I don't want to be that person that's be like, it's the start of many, but we never know. Next season's interesting because obviously Pep's gone.
Well, they're the only top six team, if you still include Spurs in the top six, to keep their manager from like the start of last season. So
he's the only Premier League. He's now the only manager. He's now the only manager in the Prem. He's now the only manager in the Prem. He's now the only manager in the Prem that's won the Prem. Mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think that does go in.
But oh my god, I watch him. I get so infuriated. He's dancing like a muppet with his technique, out his technique area, in his technique area, out.
And then, yeah.
That penalty decision that went against him in extra time, he didn't really touch on that. I can see why you were given. I can see why you would be given it.
First glance, you look at it and go, how's he not giving it? And then you look at it again and go, actually, it's 50-50. Some are going to give it, some aren't.
Yeah.
And then you've got to kind of look back and go, there's also the incident in the first half where Saka's kind of handballed it. It's a bit dodgy because it's come off his foot, but we've seen them given in the Champions League all season. So you win some, you lose some. I've seen loads of people be like, the referee was...
That went against him. And then you see Arteta and his 63 members of staff getting up. Declan Rice was mouthing off.
I love Declan Rice. Like, he's just different gravy. But I'm not going to touch on the fact he didn't get player of the season because that's a fucking joke.
Yeah, we will get onto that.
Yeah, so let's move over to the Prem.
Yeah, so Arsenal obviously won it 22 years. I think it was a bit of a damp squib to have the parade the day after Champions League final.
Yeah, I think that's a bit crap for the fans that have travelled for the Champions. Yeah, and then can't get back. But people were like, "Oh, why don't they just put it on the why would they put the parade on a Monday?" It's like, actually, they could have just done it the next Saturday or something. It didn't have to be the. But it is what it is. again, it's not something I would go to just because I can't deal with the sheer volume of crowds.
Yeah.
That's my big people like you going. I would fucking love to go, and I would have gone, but I just don't know where to like. Where would be a quiet point in the parade if there is such a thing? And there was disabled fans asking Arsenal if there was going to, and Islington Town Council, if there's going to be anywhere like stands or anything for disabled people to apply for. Nothing of the such. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna. I just couldn't cope with the busyness of everything going on.
Yeah,
So
you've
yeah.
got a million people.
So they say it could be a bit like a reform march where they say it's 1.5 million and you'll
Yeah,
never get the right.
they count everyone 3 times.
Yeah, you don't know, do you? But
No.
it was manic. There's a really cool picture I've seen from Sam, who is Xbox Sam, as I call him, who's a community manager at Xbox that does loads of stuff for them, and he took a selfie like him stood up on something, and it's just a sea of red and white
Yeah.
behind him. It's incredible. And yeah, so no, I'm gutted. It's the kind of thing I missed, but we won it. That's all that matters. I've watched them win it, and
Yep.
the fact that it was so lovingly done because it was Man City losing, and yeah, just cherry on the top, I think, because I don't like Man City. I never have done.
Well,
I'm
even
a
back in the
oh
like
yeah, I liked them when they were
TMT
shit.
days.
Yeah. But I'm a firm believer in Pep Guardiola as a checkbook manager, and that is all he is. But it's yeah, it's really easy to
You can't
get
buy a
trophy.
national team though.
Exactly that. If he does a national team, I'll give him some credit. But at the moment, what happens is Man City have a rough start to the season. They buy the best attacker in the Prem, they buy the best informed defenders, and then go around there. But yeah, no, it is what it is. Next season's going to be hella interesting because I do think United are in a rebuilding thing. I don't know what we're going to see
Spurs
with
as well.
Carrick. Spurs are going to be shy because they won't be able to attract anyone.
The thing is, Spurs are now bottom of the table on alphabetical because there's no double it.
Oh my God, there's not. Yeah, Spurs are going to start. Spurs are going to finish where they started.
That's his bold
That's
prediction for next
my
season.
bold prediction of next season already. We haven't even, this isn't even the prediction episode. But
No.
yeah, no. It was an interesting season all round, I think, just in general. A lot
Yeah.
of VAR controversy for every club. People will be like Arsenal. We've had Arsenal, we've had Liverpool. The
Yeah.
moment a team wins the league, they have to other fans find an excuse for their team not winning it. So yeah, that's all it is. But
It's definitely gonna be interesting.
next season's gonna be a weird. I'm not saying Arsenal are gonna win it now already because it's gonna be an interesting. The new manager bounce, Maresca at City with that team. If Maresca is confirmed, it's still
He's
up
not
in
confirmed.
it's still up in the air. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we should get on to predictions. So at
Yeah,
the
I've
start of
got.
the season, we predicted the 3 teams to go down. Do you want to start, sir? As I think you had a very good
Well, I
prediction.
got 3 out of 3. I called Burnley, West Ham, and Wolves.
So I went through our prediction video and sort of cut and sort of
Yeah, Cameron done all the
itemized
Cameron done all the production behind this.
itemized. And you did also say that Brentford would be up and around down there as well because of obviously they'd lost Thomas Frank. My 3 were Burnley, Wolves, and Brentford. So I had West Ham staying up. So yeah, Wolves were hopeless. Burnley were much better, and then
And West Ham didn't.
West Ham were a bit unlucky, I thought, because Forest had a really good push at the end of the season. Spurs got a few results as well. There's
I think
that game against Newcastle. If they had got something out of that, then well, they'd be in the Premier League.
yeah, it was a lot of instances for West Ham that just didn't go their way. It's close ties to West Ham as a family thing, but yeah, I think they were destined to go down from day one. I did think the appointment of what's his name?
Potter.
No, Nunes. Nuno, not Nunes. I did think the appointment of Nuno could have been a change in direction, but it didn't. It didn't. I wonder if he'll stay and get them back up.
He said he's going to stay. It'd just be if they can keep Bowen. If
They
Bowen
can
said he's
keep
willing to stay.
if Bowen stays, they've got something to build around. Because in the Championship, surely he's going to be absolutely tearing it apart.
Yeah, I think they're definitely, even if Bowen does go, one of the favourites to go back up. But
I think they'll go back up.
It's
a clear
I think
prediction.
it's like the ownership is apparently supposed to be changing because the owner is got himself into some legal trouble that we can't talk about.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a big change for West Ham. Obviously, the stadium as well. I think they need to throw however much money they can the council, get it turned into a football stadium.
Not a
Get a
not a Olympic pitch. I suppose you could say it was both. So yeah,
yeah,
I think that's a big thing. A lot of people have said as well is there's no
because
atmosphere.
I've been watching like some videos of people doing like different experiences like VIP and all stuff like that. And they went to West Ham and it was like how far away they were from the pitch because there's like a big stand thing in the middle. And, yeah, just obviously there's no chance to build an atmosphere there. They do try, obviously West Ham fans, but when you're seeing the results you're seeing and the stadium's in the state it is, it's only
Yeah,
going to be
something's got to
such a
give.
job.
I think something does have to give at West Ham.
But well, moving on, we didn't do mid-table.
No,
We
we
focused
didn't.
on
We did the lower European spots.
yeah, we called them the lower European spots. So this is the Europa League and Conference League, not Champions League.
Well, mine I got totally wrong.
So I got well, technically I got one. I
Did
got
I get one?
Fulham, Brighton, and Villa, and I also put Spurs via an FA Cup win. So your £50 is safe. Because you said you'd give £50 to charity if Spurs won the FA
Oh
Cup.
yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I got all
So
three of mine. All three of mine were wrong. Newcastle nowhere near. Spurs obviously nowhere near, and Nottingham Forest nowhere near.
yeah.
So yeah, I've had a
Well, not
mare on that one.
to be fair, Nottingham Forest could have been if they'd won the Conference League that they were originally in.
Yeah, that's so.
That was kicking them because Palace have got a third trophy in a year.
Mhm.
It just seemed a stupid thing to do. Arguing like
Oh, it's just yeah. Forest could have won the Conference League if they stayed in it, but
yeah,
arguing and it,
it'll be any British team in the Conference League will be the outright favourites.
yeah, and the
Not
fact
mine.
that Forest were never beating Villa, never beaten Villa to it. Not in a million years. I don't think Forest beat Villa to that.
No.
Not with the players in Villa's teams. Obviously, there is some good players in the Nottingham Forest team, but I think Villa just have got a clearer squad and a more defined style than Forest, who have got 16 managers and four
Yeah,
bus loads worth of players that still don't know where they're playing.
and the owner that calls you a boss man
Yeah, yeah.
waves
But
a gun on the pitch.
we'll move down to the next thing, which was
Breakout team.
breakout team. I got this wrong.
Oh, well, no, you didn't get it wrong. Who did you put?
I said Everton. I thought
Well, to be fair,
Everton,
they've
new
done better than they
stadium.
have been.
They did do better than they have been. Didn't get European football. But
I'm not saying I'm an oracle, but I said Sunderland.
you did. I know this one because we've been talking about it all season. Yeah, no, I did
I
put Sunderland player on my tots, which we'll go through.
yeah, I just fancy like it's weird. The teams who usually come through the playoffs do the best, and the team that wins the league is usually the worst.
Yep.
It's just it's mad, but didn't have to spend too much. They spent a bit, obviously, but yeah, Europe next season now.
Yeah, that's gonna. I think the two. It's like we talked to the United fan yesterday in the Discord. I said that the true telling of how United have grown is when they get into Europe next season, because you're
Yeah,
not just playing one game every 7 days then, and a cup game if you go through every 2 weeks or even more than that, in it once every
yeah,
4 weeks. You're playing every 4 days, 5 days consistently throughout season, and it looked by the end of the season. I think if you looked at like something like Declan Rice played 6,500 minutes or something ridiculous like
yeah.
that. That's a lot of football, and
And Bruno played like I think Rice played more games than Bruno started or something like that. I
yeah,
think
and it's a stat like that that's just Bruno can't play every game at his age. What is he now? 31.
31, 32. Yeah,
Yeah, he can't play every game. They can't rely on him every game, which they have done in the league. So it's going to be an interesting year for United next season. But no,
yeah. Depends who they sign. I think
yeah,
if an offer come in for him, I'd be tempted.
I said this yes. I said if Saudi come in and throw big money, what do they do?
Because if you can get big money off Saudi from him, you can definitely help to fund two or three decent players that
Yeah, what did someone say yesterday? They
improve
need
the squad.
not Wharton, Anderson or Tonali for their midfield. But no, that's next season. We're talking about last one.
Yeah.
You said obviously Sunderland. I think you've got that bang on. That was a big surprise that no one saw coming other than you.
Yeah. Just
Breakout player. Yeah.
I think you got this. I think out of the
Do you
two of us, you got
reckon?
this more. Out of the two of us, you got this more spot on.
Yeah, I said Max Dowman. I don't think he was necessarily done loads.
But
The
when
goal
he did
against
come on, he got
when he
a
did come
goal.
and he did go in every game he kind of came on. He looked like he could make a difference. But I think the breakout player for me this season's got to be Nico Riley from West Ham, Man City. Like just an
Yeah.
unreal season for the young lad, and he's made it to the England team, and he should be starting in that left back slot.
So you're surprised to see that Nico O'Reilly is not on my list. I didn't pick Nico O'Reilly. I picked Eliza Meander from Sunderland, who
Yeah,
scored 2 goals in 23 appearances. So not the and this prediction was done after the first weekend where he had scored. So it's my prediction. He has scored 1 goal in 22 games. So not the best season, but obviously I don't think he'll give a monkeys with how Sunderland have performed.
no, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh well, the young lad he's got football. He's played 20, like you said, 22 games. He's got some football under his belt.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think he'd be too disappointed. Now the top 4 was very interesting. We both had Chelsea in 4th.
Yeah.
Who did you have 3rd?
City.
I had Arsenal. Who
Yes,
did
you
you have
did, didn't you?
2nd?
I put Liverpool.
I put Man City, so I got that right. Who do you put first? Do I need
Arsenal.
to ask? I put Liverpool.
Arsenal. Oh my God, your scores couldn't have been worse than mine. For Liverpool to win it. Where did they end up? 8th. They finished. Where did
they were 5th.
5th.
Yeah, 5th because Villa were 4th when I
5th. Yeah. I think a season out of UCL will do them good. Oh no, they're in it still, aren't they? Because
they're in it still, because they get the extra place.
Yeah, there's an extra place.
And if Villa had finished 5th, Bournemouth be in Champions League as well.
Yeah, because it would have been but, mental.
Yeah, Liverpool didn't really live up to expectations.
They didn't fire on any cylinders, in honesty.
Yeah, we don't know whether that was like the style of play, but obviously it won them the league, so it couldn't have been. Obviously, the Jota thing will be thing. There's a factor. It won't be the only reason why, but it definitely got to be a factor. All the players there still knew him as a teammate. Don't just get over something like that.
No, you definitely don't.
But yeah, I don't know. They started well. So I was looking at the table, and in November, Chelsea was 2nd, and if they beat Arsenal, they'd go level on points with them or something. I just goes to show the second half of the season. I said off a cliff.
I thought after the second half, after like the first 6 games, I think I said to you, Chelsea are going to be our biggest competitors, like biggest battle, and that fell greatly off a cliff quite quickly.
6 losses in a row. If we'd won them 6, we'd be in the Champions League. But obviously, ifs
and buts. But yeah, no.
Yeah. So yeah, we got most of the top 4 right. We got 3 out of the 4 teams in there, just in different orders. But speaking of a league, we went for the Championship. Who did you think would get promoted from the Championship?
I said Coventry, which I got right, and then Southampton, which controversially
you should have maybe got right.
Yeah, and then Leicester. Yeah, let's not talk about the Leicester one.
They're not going to be in the Championship next season, so you're kind of right.
Yeah, they're not going to be in the Championship, but they got relegated back-to-back relegation. Not back. It was back-to-back relegations, wasn't it?
Back-to-back, yeah.
Are they going to be?
Goes to show, Championship is not the easy league that people think when they go down to the Prem with all the parachute payments.
I think what they do get, Leicester will still get money, don't they? Because they get prolonged parachute payments now. So
yeah, but I think the amount goes down now because they're in League One. I had Coventry as well. I also had Middlesbrough, which was quite close.
Ooh,
the only team to lose in the playoffs twice.
I love it.
And West Brom, which was a bit bit of a middling thing. But they brought in James Morrison, who used to play for him, and he done all right towards the end of the season. They gave him the job permanently now, I think so. And then I think we can just quickly run through these. Conference League winner,
I put Palace.
I put Palace. Europa League winner,
I put Forest. You put
I put Villa.
yeah. Yeah. I never thought should have put Forest. I just thought they'd spend more money and yeah.
And then Champions League dark horse,
I said Napoli. Got that well
I,
wrong.
I said Napoli. They were out in the group stage. Well, yeah, the first round. I don't know what they call it now. The group stages.
Who's your Premier Champions League flop?
I had Man City, which, to be fair, they went up the round of 16, 32?
Round of 16. I said Real Madrid. Who went out in the round of 8.
Quarterfinals, yeah.
Quarterfinals, yeah, 8. Champions League breakout player. I said Jude Bellingham. What the fuck was I thinking?
I said Estevao, which, to be fair, he done alright, but he had more of a impact in the Prem when he was fit.
Champions League winner.
I put Arsenal.
I said Arsenal. We were both so close, yet so far away.
And then we got the major league winners.
Yep. Barca. I got correct.
I got Real Madrid, which obviously I didn't get correct.
Napoli, incorrect.
Inter Milan, correct.
Bayern Munich.
Bayern, correct.
And then PSG. That's like a given though, isn't it?
Yeah, PSG, correct. Let's see. Premier League Golden Boot. I'll have you go first on this one.
Hold on, sorry, I was just checking something. Haaland, but Chris Wood has a shout. How many did he score in the end? Like 2?
Oh, he got a few, I think, but he was injured when he. But I put that in brackets because I also had a howl over the Golden Gloves. We'll get onto that now. But I had Haaland as well. It's near enough now. Give me Thiago running closest here, I thought.
Yeah, I put Thiago in my tots. Spoiler alert, because I just think he had a really good season. Yeah.
Can see him getting a big money move to a big team. Well, bigger team. Right, here we go. My Golden Glove was James Trafford, and then in brackets, made before Donnarumma signing.
I said Raya because he's yeah.
Yeah, Raya would have been my second choice, but yeah, I thought they've got a nice young English goalkeeper now. It's Man City, so they usually get a good defence. So by comparison, a goalkeeper should keep a lot of clean sheets. Hardly played because they signed Donnarumma on deadline day, just because they can.
Yeah, Donnarumma's just different gravy, isn't he? What was he? He was still like 4 games behind Raya, but Man City haven't exactly fired on all cylinders. Who's your flop? No player of the season. Mine's a shocker, by the way.
And mine. Go on, you go first.
I said Eze.
To be fair, he didn't do too
Well,
bad.
he didn't get much game time, to be honest. So yeah,
it's better than mine. Tierney Reinders.
He didn't get much game time either, did he?
No.
That's yeah.
So that just goes to show: don't judge people based on the first week of the season.
Yeah, true. Because I said
we need to do it before the
season. I think this could be the worst shout of the whole episode. I said Shirky would flop.
I put new United signings and then Mo in my bold prediction. So that was the new attacking signings United made.
Well, that was I don't know. You can't. I say all 3 of them have had a good impact. Sesko not so much, but lack of game time again.
When we get into my bold prediction, I went too far off. You'll see with my bold prediction.
I'm gonna say this one wasn't horrendous from me.
Same with me as well.
I said young player to watch was Tieno Barry.
See, I don't think he had a really good season. I think it's just every time I saw him play, I don't know. He's like the most frustrated footballer to watch.
Well, he scored when it mattered most. Okay.
I don't know. See what people think of Barry. Put it in the comments if you watch the podcast. Barry, what a name, Barry.
I know, right? But it's just
19,
he's still only
going
23 years old. He scored against.
going from Barry. We're going to go to another English sounding name, Michael Coyote, the Brentford right back who can throw like the best of them. He's my young player to watch. And I've heard rumours he may be kind of moved to a big club, so I thought he'd done all right.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Couple of big throws. But manager of the season,
I put David Moyes. I had lots of hope for Everton.
yeah.
I,
Well, like you had the breakout team, Everton, I put Sunderland. I put Regis Lebris, Sunderland, as manager of the season.
which
To be
again
fair,
could be a fair shout. Yeah.
it's a four. It's a when is it a four? I say it's a 3 horse race for manager of the season. Lebris, Andrews, Iraola. Arteta probably actually 4.
Yeah, I've got to give it to
But
Arteta. Sorry.
I don't think just like giving the manager who won the league the manager of the season when you have a team that comes up and they finish in Europe in their
Yeah,
first
that's
season.
another good shout. Yeah. On to the first manager sacked.
Yeah, Keith Andrews, Brentford. I think we both talked about how Keith Andrews was in danger. He was like a PE teacher. Proved us wrong, didn't he?
Yes, he definitely did. And then I said Graham Potter, which actually wasn't a bad shout.
He was second.
He was second. Who was first?
Nuno
No,
from
no.
Nuno
Yeah,
for Forest.
yeah. So yeah, I'll take that. What was your
Wild,
wild
wild.
prediction?
So my wild prediction was the National League will finally get the 3 teams going up, going down. Because again, it was ridiculous this year. 107, 105 points for the 2 teams in the top
Yeah, and
two.
then the playoffs. Was it the playoffs? No, it was the last game of the season. They played each other, weren't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then that was crazy.
yeah, that was
Uh,
unreal.
so
Mine
they
was
need to have
VAR is
this.
scrapped. I can still hope.
Yeah. So I hadn't finished mine, by the way.
I'm sorry.
Interrupted me. What was this civilized podcast? We don't interrupt each other.
Sorry.
Anyway, so National League I said 3 up, so it'd be the 2 top teams in the playoffs, and I put an EFL restructure from that, which would basically reduce all the leagues to 20 teams and create like a new League 3. So that's the wild prediction. That was why it was wild. The National League one may happen soon. The EFL one definitely not. What's your bold prediction?
Arsenal win the treble. uh, we got a little bit close, right? We got
Yeah,
to 2 finals and won the league.
my bold prediction is also close. I put none of United's new attacking signings will get to 10 goals in the league, right? So let me just think, because I did have this. When we were ready to record the other day, but I did lose them. Sesko got 11. Cunha got 10. And then Buemo got 11.
Yeah.
So I won a million. In fact, it was the last couple of weeks of the season where they started to score. Because I remember looking a few weeks of the season.
So yeah, but out of 3 players you said wouldn't get 10 goals,
I said they wouldn't. I said they wouldn't get 30 goals. I think I said I worded it as they wouldn't get 30 goals combined.
They got 32, so you know.
Yeah. So yeah.
I think that's more than Arsenal's attackers. Gyökeres got 14. That is it. Yeah. Now we're gonna jump over and do something a little bit different. We're gonna both actually we can do it together because they're really very similar.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our team of the seasons.
So I think we've just done a bit of a different formation, but it's basically the same. Really.
Yeah, I've gone with I can't remember. I need to find the picture. I said sure. That's the one. No, that's your one. Right.
Above that.
Yeah, it is. Should we go backwards because that's where we've got the differences, or do the differences at the end and go forwards?
Start at the goal, I reckon.
Starting goal, right? We both went with the same one. Quite obvious. Golden Glove winner, David Raya. Does anything else need to be said about
that? No.
No.
There was a late choke for Robert Sanchez. I can't even fucking see it. Come on, let's carry on.
That's like me saying there's a late chance for fucking Gyökeres as a striker. No. Left back. Obvious again. Nico Riley. The 2 centre backs. Again. Sabaliba and Gabriel. I don't know. Is it an obvious one? Do you think there's anyone else in for a shout there, or? I think that everyone else was inconsistent. I think you look at the likes of like the Man City centre backs had not a great season for them, and
Yeah, and they did chop and change. Maybe I don't know where he played alright, but I think I don't know towards the end of the season he sort of tailed off.
yeah, he fucked up in the game against us, didn't he, and caused a howler of a goal.
Against Everton as well. Yeah,
Yeah, so I wouldn't quite say that. Right back,
Timber.
both went Timber. Arguably you could potentially say what's his name from City? Mendes, not Mendes. Who's City's right back? Oh,
Forgotten.
oh, it's gonna do my head
I
in.
was gonna say João Cancelo.
He's Portuguese. Matheus Nunes.
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 Yeah,
Yeah, I was right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because O'Reilly's not Royal. Yeah, Nunes. Nico O'Reilly didn't really have as good a season as last season, arguably. So yeah, but no. We both said Timber. I think again, quite a
Yeah.
solid choice. Injuries did hold him back a little bit towards the end of the season.
Yeah, well, the Champions League was his first game in 2 months, I think I
Yeah.
saw. So yeah, it would have been a risk to start him because if he goes off, he would have been against Dembele probably, wouldn't he? And then Dembele.
Yeah, that
That would have been a test.
he'd have been against Kvaratskhelia or Dembele because they do rotate a
Yeah.
little bit. Midfielders, I went with a midfield trio.
Yeah.
Where you went with a 4, didn't you? Tech kind of. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
I went with a 4-1-3-2, so it's like a
yeah.
holding and then with a 3.
So I'll do my 2. I went with 2 holding midfielders. I'm gonna go. I think Declan Rice is an obvious one. Again,
Yeah.
a lot of people have the player of the season was between him or Bruno Fernandes. I then went with Granit Xhaka because I think just for the factor of how the importance he played at Sunderland to get them where they were points wise, like he was pivotal in
His discipline as well.
his discipline
Didn't
was
get a card.
yeah, unreal for Xhaka, and like yeah, honestly, I think he was pivotal in the Sunderland charge in the like early starts and middle of the season, and then picked up an injury, which is unfortunate. Without that injury, I think he'd have got a bit more praise and recognition.
Yeah, I got Declan Rice.
You put Declan Rice as your holding, didn't you?
Yeah.
Change it up. Do you do your 2 wingers because?
Well, except they don't. Well, one of them's a winger, the other isn't. I really wanted to fit Szoboszlai in.
Yeah, which was
So
it was between him or Declan Rice.
So Szoboszlai would probably play more
not Declan
central
Rice.
than he is in the picture you see on screen.
Yeah, I picked Xhaka
and
over
Semenyo.
Szoboszlai.
Yeah, and Semenyo got his move in January, pretty much carried on as he was at Bournemouth.
Yeah, he scored in his debut game for him, didn't he? And just was absolutely just he was like I said, Man City just signed the best player in the league to like most informed attacker in the league.
And they get him for cheap as well. It's like
to 45.
50,
I want to say
52, I think.
Yeah, I want to say between 45 and 55.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact amount, but they didn't spend over 60 million on him, which is outrageous. But I then also went with a different decision to you, I believe. Oh no, I went with Bruno Fernandes as my attacking midfield
I got
option.
Bruno as well in the midfield.
I don't think he deserved player of this season, and I'm gonna. There's going to be. This is why everyone spent the first 6 months of the whole of the league saying Arsenal is shit because we can only score from corners, but Bruno Fernandes gets the player of the season because he got the most assists. Where I think it's 14 out of his 21 assists are from fucking corners or something ridiculous like that. Like you can't sit there and say corners don't take skill and then give the player with the league player of the year for getting the 20-something assists where actually 10 of them are from corners. It's just double standards. Sorry.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, it was kind of I know this thing, but it's like it's always boring to see the manager of the season won the league, player of the season from the league winners like Xhaka, for example, could because the impact it should be the impact they've had on their team from where they were the season before.
Yeah.
To where they are now, and obviously Rice has had a big impact. Bruno had a big impact, but when you talk about like big impact, Xhaka from joining them with just after he got promoted, and they end up finishing 7th.
Yeah,
But
it's
I can see why Bruno got it. But I would have think Rice to get it personally out of them two. He played more. But yeah, it is what it is. What it is.
it is what it is.
And then I got a front two, and you got a front three.
Yeah, I've got a front three. I went with, I'll just rattle them off. Semenyo, again, we've gone over him, obvious
Yeah,
choice. I then went Thiago from
Brentford. Yep.
Brentford. Well, I always want to
Yeah,
say
same.
Bournemouth, but it's not Bournemouth, it's Brentford. Just, he had what, 18
17,
goals?
17, 18. Yeah, I think he might have scored in the last weekend, so 18. Because I think he scored
And
17.
he pivotal in them getting European football, and just a
Oh, they
really.
didn't. They did. Brentford didn't, did they?
I thought they did in the end. No, they didn't, did they?
No,
They missed
no.
out.
They were the ones that missed out. Yeah,
Yeah.
after the bees.
But I
But
just
still,
think
it's
he
from where they
playing
were
in,
predicted to finish. Everyone was
yeah,
saying they'd be bottom three, bottom
and
four.
to get them where they got, and he was pivotal in that. And I just don't like saying Haaland because I think it's boring. For Haaland, he actually had a pretty shit season. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He
Be
had a
fair,
well
there's
average
any
season.
other. To be fair, if we were doing this back like 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, Alan Shearer might not have his best season, but he's top scorer. He'd probably be in every season.
Yeah, it's hard in it. But and then
Yeah.
I went with you said you were quite surprised. I put João Pedro in from Chelsea.
To be fair, thinking about it, then I was like, yeah, you had a better season than Gyökeres, I thought.
20 for
Well,
15 goals and
I say a better season than Gyökeres in terms of personal, not
yeah,
in terms of like
that's why
actual
I've got him in there
success.
because personally, inside that Chelsea team, he's got 20 contributions from a team that didn't have a great season, never really gelled, and he got 15 goals and 5 assists out of it, which I think's a pretty good achievement in
Yeah,
that.
like probably the best strikers since Costa we've signed for a debut season, definitely.
Yeah, like it's everyone's like, I know people said he's not been great, but people have actually said, you know what, Gyökeres has had a really good first season at 14 goals. He got more than Thierry Henry in his first season. Like,
Oh, to be fair, I don't think Gyökeres has been a flop by any standard.
no,
14 goals. It's not, like 2 goals in 31 games or something. But I thought Thiago had a better season, João Pedro had a better season, and obviously he scored the most goals. So technically, Haaland had a better season as well in terms of like goal scoring. But I don't think you not putting Haaland in there. I can see why you didn't, because obviously it is a boring option. But
and it's just, I think it's just because he didn't, in terms of his season, he's not played his best,
oh
and
yeah, it's probably his worst season. But
yeah, that's what I
but
mean.
he's
That's
still
the only
he's still
reason
scoring.
if he
Yeah,
hit 30 goals, I'd be like, well, you can't not put him in there, can you?
yeah. I think next season, if he has another season like this, and there's players just below him who've got like 3 or 4 less goals, I'd probably be more likely to put them in.
Bold statement. Gyökeres outscores Haaland next season.
Jesus, you're already getting it. World Cup not
Considering we've
happened yet.
actually been linked with Martinez from Atletico, I don't even know if
Yeah,
Gyökeres
I think
starts.
yeah.
So I take
So
that one back actually.
I think
Uh,
no manager of the season for you. You could probably going to go Arteta, I'm
I'm gonna
guessing.
go Arteta just because he earned that manager of the season award just because of the won it. It's
Yeah,
he's taken. It's
yeah.
been five
I
years of just
like
rebuilding, rebuilding, getting close, getting
I can't look
close.
past Labrie. I
You
can't
you
not look
you
past him.
I respect the Labrie decision as well. Like you've said,
I
7th after being
promoted. Like I think it's
promoted.
the joint best by a promoted team with
It's
Nuno's Wolves when they come up. So um, with player of the season, I think we both said Rice.
yeah. I get I don't get the Bruno thing. If someone said no, I just don't think there's been anyone that's been has played as much, has been as Rice's consistency for me is the big thing. Like he doesn't have a bad game. He'll have a average game, but
Yeah,
he never has a bad game. And he's like it's the when that like it's not over moment where he's got his people like it's for the cameras, and then other Arsenal players have come out and said actually that's just Declan Rice. He
yeah,
never gives up. He's
yeah. But if the people say it was for the cameras, he's surrounded by cameras. Everything he's going to be
everything he
saying is going
does
to
for
be
the
picked.
cameras. Yeah, like and yeah.
He could pick his ass. It's going to be picked up by cameras.
We haven't. Do you know what? I missed Too Good, Too Bad. Do you remember that on iPlayer on Match of
Oh
the
yeah,
Day? Where
yeah.
he
Match. They scrapped it because it's not Match of the Day 2 now. It's just Match of the Day on
yeah, they
Sunday.
used to do it on Match of the Day too on a Sunday night, and I remember I can't remember. I think it was Yakubu
Ah,
and someone else, and it was just it. He could full like the camera zooms in and he full on grabs him by the crotch on a corner.
yeah.
Like,
So we have to talk about Hincasape.
oh, Benny. So I love Benny Blanco.
Get
Ben White on the. Have you seen the
gift
clip?
of the season. Gift of the season.
He's
That's an
sliding.
award we're giving out.
He's sliding straight down, and I don't know how he manages to not reveal the whole package. Like, he somehow manages to pull his shorts up while lying on the grass.
Yeah.
And then on the parade, there's clips of Ben White with a microphone going, "Hang Incapie, get your ass out."
And when you see Ben, he's not even a fan of football, is he? He's
Ben
just
White hates football, detests
yeah.
it. But
I think that's where a lot of jealousy comes from. People see him playing for Arsenal,
yeah,
and it's like their dream, and he's just like, I can't be arsed. It's my
I
day
can't.
job.
It's his day job, which I think is mental, but love it. And he is passionate about Arsenal, and he
He
always
just spent it
gives.
too much on fake tan, though.
He does give 100% on the pitch, and you can see his energy and his passion for Arsenal. I unfortunately do think he's gonna probably leave his transfer window. Where he ends up, I'd like to know.
Well, he will eventually. We will know in the future.
I think, yeah, but
On what teams need for transfers. So
oh god,
Arsenal, what do you
uh,
think they need?
left winger. I think Trossard's probably gonna leave, and we'll see. We're gonna lose Trossard, Nelson. I know he never hasn't. He's been on, and apparently Winieri's looking for a move, but Max Dowman's gonna fill his hole. Pun intended. So I do think a left winger, and another centre mid because Norgard's probably on his way out after one season, and I'm not quite sure what the brains behind that was. So yeah, I expect to see a left winger come in of actual stature, like that's going to be a 100 million plus signing, or another forward that's 100 million plus. And we have been linked with, is it Martinez from Atletico Madrid, the Argentinian?
Do you mean Alvarez?
Alvarez, not Martinez.
The one
Yes.
that played for Man City.
Yep. We've been linked with
Yeah.
Alvarez, so that's an interesting one to see if we do get him. Apparently, they want it wrapped up before the World Cup if we do try and sign such a big player. So yeah, for us, I think that's majorly it. A midfielder as well. We've been linked with the young Moroccan lad from Lille. I can't remember his name, but he plays for
That's a good
Morocco.
start.
Yeah, I can't
You
remember
get
his
to see him at the World Cup.
Yeah, you'll get to see him at the World Cup. He plays centre mid for Morocco. That's all you need to know. And then yeah, I think that's about it for Arsenal. Chelsea, other than the goalkeeper.
We've got 25 minutes. I might get through it. Everywhere. I reckon every position needs strengthening at some point. So
Yeah,
goalkeeper goes out saying, I've been Sanchez. I've been Jorgensen.
What about getting Kepa back?
No, thank you. I keep Penders, who we sent on loan to Strasbourg this year. Keep him as like a number 2, and I get a reliable goalkeeper. So my man, who should have gone last year, they were
I
arguing
don't know
about the
how
price.
you didn't get him last year.
They were arguing about the price and the contract.
Like, if any football fan in the world looks at what Sanchez does for that Chelsea team and goes, yeah, well, he needs to go, doesn't he?
Trafford, I wouldn't mind Trafford for Man City.
Do you reckon he'd move?
Well, yeah, if he wants to play, he'd move.
But Donnarumma's aging. And
Donnarumma's been aging since 2014.
He's like Buffon, to be fair. He's never gonna. Yeah,
I think he's 28 still.
I reckon he moves. I reckon Donnarumma plays until he's like 40 at the top level of football, like Buffon did.
So, right back, we got Rhys James, obviously. I'd get rid of Gusto. And we got
I love Gusto. He's like an excited kid every time he plays football. Yeah. He just runs and runs.
Yeah, not just for me. I think keep Rhys James captain. and if he can stay fit as well. But if not, we got Achimpong, who's apparently one of Xabi Alonso's untouchables. I think it's like the Undateables. Apparently, he's one player they can't get rid of. So, and every time he played, he's looked decent. Centre back. So I might check a link to this. I probably will check a link to in the description. So I sent to this thing called Clear Lake Simulator, which is sort of you can do sign-ins for the big 6 teams, and I did send it. I sent it to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking it's like you can do 6 big. It does like Man City if they have a points deduction.
Yeah.
The 115 and all that. The Chelsea one. I was looking at the centre back. I was like, none of them. I would say are like top quality. I would get John Stones
What?
on
Because
a
he's
free. I'd get Senesi from Bournemouth on a free. You don't need to spend.
Celeste's going to Celeste or Sunset. No, that's not the right one.
Oh yeah, but it's Tottenham. If Chelsea come in,
Yeah, that's true.
Willian was going to go Tottenham, and then he saw the light.
Eze was going to go Tottenham.
Eze saw Tottenham, and then he thought, 17th last season, Arsenal.
Yeah.
So I think if Chelsea come in with an offer, he'd probably go. Centre left back, Cucurella wants to leave. If my thing is, player want to leave, let him leave.
Yeah, Cucurella's got like Barcelona or Real Madrid written all over him, and because he is a good class. Well, he's a good centre left back. Don't think he's quick enough for the Prem as much, but in La Liga,
and the annoying thing is, we want to get Lewis Hall. We already had Lewis Hall. We sold Lewis Hall.
Oh yeah,
I know we probably have to pay £65 million to get him back.
What do you reckon's worse, you getting Lewis Hall back or us buying Rashford? Because that's been linked.
Now, I may be thinking that I'd have Rashford at Chelsea.
I think I'd take Rashford at Arsenal. Honestly, yeah. I do think.
I don't think he's going to go back to Barca now because they signed the Barcelona fans since he was 3, Anthony Gordon.
What was that all about? Like, where has that even come from?
He's been on Duolingo. He's been angling for a move.
Like, it's mental. 60 million as well.
69.3 million euros.
So yeah.
I think it's 75 million euros, so 69.3 million. It's like, fair play, Barca, get your business done early. You can't afford to pay for some of the deals you've already done. But sure, spend that much on a player.
Yeah, like he's had an okay season. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't say he's a 70 million Barcelona player.
No. And yeah.
So as far as left back, keep Joe Harto from Ajax, who was standout at the end of the season. One of the players that can hold his head up. Enzo wants to leave. Let him go.
Where do you think he ends up? Spain?
Madrid.
Yeah.
If players want to leave, do not keep them. Apparently, we're getting João Felix back. I forgot he was still here.
What? He's not done anything in a Chelsea shirt, has he? He got injured though, didn't he?
We sent him out on a 2-season loan. So, Liam Delap, I'd send him to Hull.
Poor Liam Delap. He had so much potential.
Yeah, I wish Man United had signed him. That's what I'm saying.
Do you reckon he's just a shit Jamie Vardy? Like, what does he bring to the team, kind of thing?
The thing is, he looked good at the Club World Cup, but that's a sort of end of season, pre-season friendly.
He looked good against Flamengo or Saudi Arabia.
To be fair,
come on, Cam.
I think we did lose to one of them teams. I think it was Fluminense. They did beat us. The only team to beat us as we become the world champions, and will be until 2029.
Where we win it, because we're going to be in it.
Need to win the Champions League, so you got a chance if you win in the next 2 years.
We've already qualified.
No. Oh.
Yes, we are. It's something to do with the points. You earn a point system. You don't have to win the Champions League.
Well, we'll see about that, but I don't know. Anyway, Chelsea are in it because we're going to defend our crown. Oh, if we win that again, after that god awful badge in our kit for 3 more years.
It's horrific. It looks horrific.
Mind the kit ain't much. I like the actual kit, but the design this year with the massive Chelsea badge, like emblazoned, is like. So striker. Yeah, we basically need someone everywhere.
Krupi would be good for you lot.
I'd rate Bournemouth.
Yeah, I think Bournemouth are going to struggle to keep hold of some names this summer,
But then again,
especially Krupi.
they lost their defence last season. They've done better.
Yeah, it's Bournemouth have turned into the Southampton of the Premier League. They have,
So of course,
To be fair, Brighton as well. They haven't really.
I do not want a Brighton. Fucking stay away, Brighton. Stay away from Brighton players. I don't care. What the stats say? Do not sign another
You
Brighton
love a
player.
Brighton signing. Do you like
For every
Liverpool?
Caicedo, we get a Sanchez.
We got good.
So yes, stay away.
We've done well with our Brighton players.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we might have Mudryk back as well off his loan from Uber.
But isn't he playing in that Ballers League or?
Just level at the minute. He gets up to standard. So yeah, Chelsea need a lot, but bit of me was like, I'm kind of glad we didn't qualify for Europe, because if Man United can go from 15th to 3rd, then we're winning the league next season. If that Man United side with a couple of new signings go from 15th to 3rd, Michael Carrick is in with a shout, but I don't think he can be counted as manager of the season because he was there half a season.
Oh, you can't give him it. He played one game every week. I'm sorry.
But yeah. But we'll get on to like what happens with the World Cup after the World Cup with our predictions. We'll have to get it done before the season starts this year.
Yes, we will.
So we avoid the Tiani rounders.
Yeah, we're going to get some guests on for over the World Cup. We'll see if we can.
Yeah,
find
so we're going to do some over the World Cup, talking about how England doing, Scotland doing, dark horses. Well, we'll probably talk about that in our next.
We'll do a prediction. Get someone on for predictions. I was going to try and get some, but before the World Cup starts. But we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely have some guests on. Going to try and get some Scotland fans. Maybe see
We'll be disappointed in some of the kits that aren't being shown, because they've already revealed the technical documentation of what teams are going to wear what kits in what games.
And the ball is going to be an issue from what I've seen. Did you see the video of the teams bouncing it and it just doesn't go anywhere?
So it's the anti-Jabulani.
So we will be back.
Yeah, you should see this before England. Definitely before the World Cup.
Who are they playing on Saturday? It's 6 o'clock. No, it's not. It's 9 o'clock. It is a 9 o'clock kickoff, and I can't remember who they're playing.
It'll probably be before that.
Yeah, hopefully.
If not, it'll be just after, because I'm away early next week on business.
Doing fancy things. But yeah, no, it's been an absolute pleasure to be back chatting football. And yeah, we will keep keeping you up to date with football throughout the World Cup. I'm actually going to stick to this because I need to start sticking to things. So yeah,
it's good to it was good to get this podcast recorded. Yeah, I mean, if you did the never ending story, I thought this was going to be the never starting story.
All right, it's not my fault. My son ran into a pole. That was the gap. That was the
big excuse. That's the one I can leave you off for.
Yeah, no, right.
But blaming Pauls for your son's injury is kind of racist as well.
Oh God, it was metal.
He meant a metal Paul at cricket.
Yeah, yeah. It was interesting.
All this might be cut out anyway, but yeah.
But
his son got injured. We didn't record. We recorded now.
Yeah. So it's been a pleasure. It's coming home, Cameron. England are going to win the World Cup. Arsenal are going to win the treble. Arsenal are going to win the treble next season, and I'm going to be unbearable for another year. Right. It's been a pleasure, Cameron.
Yep.
Any last notes you want to make, or are you still convinced you're going to win the league? Because if Man United can go 15th to 3rd, you can win the league.
Yeah. You may think I'm joking. I am deadly serious. If we can send you a goalkeeper, first choice centre back, and a sort of Igor Thiago from Brentford, we could win the league. So deluded, but here we are. Maybe we'll see. So yeah, thank you for listening, watching, however you
get your
digested our audio and entertainment. We shall see you just before the World Cup for our predictions video.
Peace.